Hello, my lovely friend. I'm so excited to have you back on my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mel. I'm a medium and energy healer, and I love helping you heal yourself, step into your power, and find the true you that's inside. If that's something you're interested in, please remember to subscribe to the channel. I'd be so honored to have you here, and we do a lot of fun and amazing things on this channel. I want to talk about inner child healing work today, what it is, how you can do it, and why it's really beneficial, and something that has really changed my life and done a lot of healing work for me, and the things that I can see changing in the world around me because I'm doing the inner work. I personally believe that doing the inner work is one of the greatest things that you can do for yourself, to be able to heal, to have the life that you want, to feel good inside of this body, to open your eyes and wake up every day happy to be here. And inner child healing work has done all of that for me. It has changed my business. It has changed the healing energy that comes through me because I'm clearing blockages. It has changed the way I feel about life, about people, about work, about everything. And I really think that inner child healing work is something we all should be doing. So let's dive into the video. What is it? How can you do it? And stay tuned to the very end. I do have something free for you. So what is inner child healing work? This is where you are going inside of yourself. You can do it visually, you can do it mentally, you can even just talk out loud, however you feel most comfortable. But you want to connect to that little you, that person that you were as a baby, as a child, as a teenager. I'm in my 40s. Sometimes I connect to me in my 20s. I mean, I didn't do the greatest things that I'm proud of in my 20s, and I connect back to that 20-year-old me and talk through things and work through things and heal things. It doesn't have to just be the 6-year-old you, the 10-year-old you. Any you in the past, even last year's you can go back to and talk to. Allow them to feel those emotions that they were repressing. When you were younger, were you told shut up and be quiet? You're only allowed to be seen and not heard. You have to shove your feelings down. Feelings aren't welcome here. I know a lot of us were. A lot of us were told those things. A lot of us were told that emotions or tears or crying are a sign of weakness. And now we know that all of that, sitting not being heard, tears are a sign of weakness. You can't show emotions. All of that is just BS. When you shove your emotions in, shove them down. You don't allow them to be felt. You tell yourself, oh, I can't do this. This is wrong. Crying's bad. This makes me look weak. And you shove that down, you're really hurting yourself in the long run. When you shove your emotions down, you are shoving it down into your body. So a lot of us, I know myself included, we have gastric issues, we have digestive issues, constipation issues, we have issues with our feet. I know I do, because we're shoving things down, and when you shove them down, where do they go? The lower regions of your body. So when you are a child and your parents tell you you need to be seen and not heard, you be quiet and you shove it down. When parents tell you that tears are a sign of weakness, you don't allow yourself to express that, you shove it down. Inner child healing work is where you go back to that child. Maybe you were 6 years old and you had an incident with your family, your mom, your dad, someone. Maybe it was a bully at school. You are going to visualize yourself being 6 years old and visualize the current self now going to that 6-year-old you, talking to them, hugging them, telling them it's okay. Crying is not weakness. You are beautiful, you are perfect, you are special. Whatever you feel now that 6-year-old, 10-year-old, 14-year-old, 40-year-old you would have needed in that moment. Inner child healing work is simply going back to the past you, talking to them and giving them everything you wish you could have felt and had in that moment. So let's talk about some of the benefits. One of the very first benefits I started noticing when I was doing inner child healing work was my emotional balance. I felt more emotionally balanced. I didn't get really angry and then really sad, really happy and then really down. Like my emotions kind of were at a level state. I feel like I can express myself more without being afraid. I am more emotionally stable, where if somebody were to say something to me, I can emotionally say, now, you know what? no, I don't accept that. Or, okay, I can understand your point. I have my emotions more balanced. I feel like my body itself, like even as I say that, I can take a deep breath and breathe because I don't feel like I have to hide or shelter my emotions or my feelings anymore. I've talked to my 6-year-old self, my 10-year-old self, 16-year-old self, and I've really expressed to them that it's okay to feel. It's okay to have emotions. It's okay to have big emotions. It's okay to have low emotions. It's okay to cry because you have emotions. And I think through doing that, through going back and talking to myself, hearing what I wish I would have heard when I was a child, really has impacted me in my life now. It has really made me feel emotionally stable, emotionally balanced. I'm able to really protect myself, I guess is the word I want to use. Protect myself from other people when they say something to me. It's like, I don't get mad anymore. I don't get upset anymore. Now, of course, anger is there. Anger is an emotion. And there's nothing wrong with it, okay? We don't have to shove anger down either. So of course I get angry about things, but it's not to the level that I used to. And I feel very emotionally balanced. So one of the great things to do when you are doing inner child healing work is looking at how you can balance your emotions, make yourself feel secure, make yourself feel better inside your body. I know that emotions are okay to have, emotions are okay to feel. And I feel so balanced now that I go back and talk to myself. Even when I've healed it, I will still go back to 6-year-old me and say, hey, let's hang out for a bit. Let's be together. Let's color. And I will imagine myself coloring with her. And then if she has anything to say to me, she'll say it and we heal it and work through it. And it feels very balanced. When you start working on inner child healing work, you might notice that your self-esteem, especially in your younger years, is really low. I know for me, I didn't like the way I looked. It was very hard for me to come out of my shell. I always felt overweight. I always felt like I wasn't pretty enough. I always felt like my hair wasn't blonde enough. My eyes weren't blue enough. I always felt like I wasn't smart enough or good enough. And I think a lot of us human beings have those characteristics, those ideas about ourselves that are so untrue. Every one of us is unique. Your uniqueness is what makes you who you are. And if we all were the cookie cutter same, it would be very, very boring, okay? You're perfect the way you are. If you express yourself authentically, real, you're perfect the way you are, okay? And it took me a long time to get this way. If you had asked 16-year-old me if I'd have a YouTube channel, I would have laughed my ass off. Like, there's no way. No way I would have gotten in front of a camera and been able to be so comfortable putting myself out there, my face, my body, everything. And now it's just so natural to me. I can easily talk to a camera. I can easily talk to people. And that's because I've done inner child healing work to improve my self-esteem. When I'm going back to talk to that younger me, and when you go back to talk to that younger you, building and improving on your self-esteem is something that's going to start happening. You're going to start seeing patterns in the little you, the child you saying, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm afraid. I can't. And as you as the adult you talk to you as the little you in your mind, or out loud, if you're not a visual person, again, you can do it out loud. You are changing the patterns, the neurons in your brain. You are reprogramming yourself to believe in yourself, to know you're beautiful, to know you can do anything, to know that when the haters come, who cares? Working on inner child me has improved my self-esteem so much, and I never thought that it would improve the way that it has. Connecting to 6-year-old me, I used to wear pigtails and I used to love to play with Cabbage Patch dolls. I'm dating myself here from the 80s. Cabbage Patch dolls. And I remember, my mom even says this all the time, I remember my favorite Christmas is when we got this kitchen set and these little Cabbage Patch dolls. And I go to 6-year-old me when I got those all the time and just play and love and learn and talk and grow together. I never thought that when I started doing that, it would improve my neurons in my physical current life body. Talking to 6-year-old me from 30-something years ago is improving the life of 40-something-year-old me. And it's magical, it's powerful, it's beautiful to see the changes that have come in my improvement of my self-worth, my self-image, how I feel about myself. And so when you're working with your inner child healing work, you want to make sure that you're saying those things because they're true. You're perfect the way you are. Your uniqueness is what makes you special, makes you who you are. Your ability to do this or that other people think are weird is what makes you special, strong, magical, powerful. Making sure that you're telling that version of yourself all of those things, because as you are improving that part of you, you're putting that in the current you that is currently here talking. And it's changing your self-worth, your self-esteem, the way you see yourself, the way you feel about yourself. One of the things I really did not set out to do when I started inner child healing work, but has completely changed for me, are my relationships. I feel like I have better relationships with people. I can talk to people who disagree with something, and I can just say, oh, okay, and talk about it. Whereas before I'd be like, oh God, please. I feel like I can talk to my friends, my family, and tell them how I'm feeling without being afraid to do that anymore. I feel like my communication has opened to relationships, friends, family, coworkers. I feel like I'm able to just speak my mind, say my truth, say what's on my heart, and I'm not afraid to do it anymore. When I was little, I was always so afraid to say anything. I was always so afraid to move forward with something if I was going to be made fun of or if people were going to judge me. I was always so afraid of people laughing at me, so I wouldn't say the things I wanted to say or do the things I wanted to do, because you want to fit in to this tiny, ridiculous little box that nobody should be put in. And going back and talking to younger me, this is maybe like 14, 15, 16-year-old me, those years where you're in middle school getting ready to go to high school, and you want to fit in so badly, so you just shut the hell up and you do whatever others are doing because you want to fit in, and it hurts you inside, but you do it anyway. Those are about the years I've been working with, 14, 15, 16, and I feel so much better in my relationships because I can say what I want to say. I can feel what I want to feel and verbalize that to the people that I'm closest with, and they're listening and they understand and they respect when I speak to them. Again, as you're doing this work, you're changing those neurons in your mind. You're changing your limiting beliefs about yourself, about the world, about society, about relationships. You're changing your limiting beliefs about them as you're healing your younger self. And it in turn comes out into the world around you. The world around you, especially for me, feels so much more positive, more beautiful. It feels like it's full of compassion and communication and love and light. And that is reflected in my relationships with other people. My neighbors, my neighbor's pulling out of her driveway right now, and I'm seeing her. And as I look at her, I think, oh my God, I hope she has a beautiful day. I just feel so much more connected to people now that I am working on my inner child and healing those aspects of myself. Really wanting you to focus on, when you connect to that younger version of yourself, letting yourself know that people aren't bad. People might do things that you don't agree with, or maybe something has happened in a past event that you want to go to and work on specifically, but realizing that it's okay to communicate to people, and those that don't accept it, they don't belong in your life anyway, and it's okay. You don't have to fit into a box. You don't have to hide who you are. You don't have to try to please other people at the loss of yourself. I've really found that my relationships feel lighter. They feel truer. They feel more authentic now that I've been connecting to my younger self and really working and processing through those things that had happened to me communication-wise, relationship-wise, friend-wise when I was younger. And the last concept I want to talk about is my release of depression and anxiety. And as you can imagine, when you grow up hearing and thinking and believing, I'm not good enough, you're not pretty enough, whether it comes from your parents, bullies at school, coworker bullies, it doesn't matter, wherever you hear this from, and you start working on yourself to realize, hey, I am perfect, I am beautiful, I am a good person, it really gets that dopamine going. And dopamine is what gives you that boost to feel good, happiness, joy, fulfillment. And I just feel so much better about life, about everything in general. So it helps you to release depression and anxiety, especially if there's a moment in your life where you go back to as a child that was really traumatic to you, or maybe something that really happened that affected you that you think about often. Going back to that one specific spot in your life and really working through it honestly and deeply and profoundly, really getting to the root of why it happened, who it happened with, what you did, what you suppressed, what you hid, what you said, what you heard. It will open up so much positivity and beauty in your life. The anxiety and the depression that I felt for a lot of my life. And again, it's because of a lot of different things. Parents, bullies, school, society, politics, everybody hates this and you hate that and blah, right? I don't believe there's any one person to blame for any of it, but you are the one who has the power to control how it affects you, how you heal and move forward from it. Thank you so much for listening to this video. I'm so excited to have you here. I love to make content that helps you heal, helps you find you, helps you see that you have the power to do anything that you want. I have created a free inner child healing journal. It is a digital download on my website, soulcareintuitive.com. If you go on my website and look under digital products, you will find the inner child healing journal. It is completely free. You can download it and print it out as a PDF if you want, fill in the journal. But the most important part is to be true and authentic to yourself when you're answering those questions. You are not here to judge yourself or judge anything about younger you. You're just using these questions inside the journal to help you see where you are emotionally, mentally, physically. Maybe you're depressed, maybe you're happy, maybe you're this, maybe you're that. The questions are meant for you to dive deep into yourself. So just be very honest. Nobody's judging you. You're not judging you. And using this free resource to get you started on inner child healing work is going to change your life in so many ways that you're not even thinking about. Thank you again for tuning in, my lovely friend. I'll see you in the next one.